Hi and welcome, and thanks for dropping in to watch my video. So the reason I wanted to do this video was basically to share with you some key comparisons between the Optifast and OptiSlim range, just so you can decide, I guess, which is the best product for you. In this video, I'm going to look at the texture and size of each product because they do vary. Look at the taste, so I'll actually make up a couple smoothies for you to have a look, and the calorie and costs. So let's jump to the size difference. So the first thing you'll notice is with the Optifast range, it's 53 grams, and with the OptiSlim range, we're looking at 43 grams, if you can just see it there in small writing. Okay, so there is a key difference of about 10 grams between the packaging. But let's see how, I guess, that blends out and what sort of impact it has overall on the shake itself. So let's cover off the key differences in the powders. So a couple key differences is obviously the size. So as you'll notice on the left hand side, the Optifast is 53 grams and the OptiSlim is 43 grams. So you can see a little bit of a difference in size of the powder and the packages there. You can actually see there's a color difference and a bit of a texture difference. So let's have a closer look at each texture. It's actually very light, almost reminds me of milk powder. So look how soft that is. Yeah, very, very fine and smooth. So very smooth consistency. Obviously there's a lot more of it. Yeah, so smooth, and it's quite pale, I guess, in comparison to the OptiSlim. So the OptiSlim looks a little bit more brown. Actually looks more like sand. Obviously it's smooth, but as you can see, it just looks that little bit more grainy. Now this could be just an ingredient that's in it to bulk it up. But overall it's still smooth, it just has a more grainy, heavier feel. So there's definitely a thickness feeling to that. It's not so lightweight, whereas this feels quite light. Like I can hardly feel that on my spoon. It's very much like I would say milk powder. As I probably said before, if I'm repeating myself, I do apologize. Now say hi, Bob. Bob wants to tell me that he doesn't appreciate that I'm taking up time to film this video. So I do apologise if you hear him meowing in the background. He has been fed, and not really any reason to complain at this stage. So let's jump to actually making up one of the sachets or meal replacements. Now in the scenario, I'm actually going to use the banana Optifast. Now remember, with the Optifast range, it is 53 grams for the sachet, so there's slightly more than the OptiSlim. When I was playing around with the powders in the previous section of the video, I forgot to mention that I didn't feel there was a smell to the powders, and the same when I'm blending it, I don't get a strong banana smell. So if you're sensitive to smells, just be mindful that basically there is little to no smell. Now in this scenario, I'm obviously using a blender. However, you can just use like a protein shaker. You don't have to use a blender. What they do recommend is that you use 200 to 250 mils of water, or a cup of water roughly, and that it's chilled. Now when I actually make these up myself, I tend to add ice. In the scenario, I'm just blending just the water that they've recommended and the Optifast banana. All right, so this is it all blended up. Now we're going to pour it just to look at the consistency. Now obviously when you add ice, you're going to have a thicker consistency than what I'm going to show here, but this is basically just the chilled water as per recommendation, and me popping it in the blender for 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, I'm going to give it a quick taste just to let you know what I think it tastes like. So that may help you make a decision if you want to go down the Optifast track. Okay, so in regards to flavour, the Optifast definitely has a strong banana milkshake type of flavour or vibe. I would even say it's a little bit sweet for me. But don't get me wrong, I think sometimes you desire that sweetness or you feel like a sweet treat, so this might be a great replacement to actually having a milkshake or, you know, that chocolate bar or that other temptation. So what we'll do next, we'll actually blend up the Opti Slim and we'll see what that tastes like. So here we are, blending up the Opti Slim, same process, pretty much looks the same, there's not much difference. Okay, so this is the final result of the Opti Slim. To be honest, even though it's 43 grams and not 53 grams, volume-wise, I don't see the difference. Even in regards to the thickness when I'm pouring it, I wouldn't see a major difference there either. So I wouldn't even miss the extra 10 grams, or in this case, minus 10 grams. All right. Colour-wise, not a huge difference. This might be slightly lighter, but it's mainly going to come down to taste now. And obviously cost. So we'll cover off cost shortly, but let's have a look at the taste. Now, in regards to taste, I would actually say that the Opti Slim is a little bit more like a protein powder. Not so banana milkshake-like. That's the only way I could really explain it. It's sort of hard to put in words when you've got to express yourself and you physically can't taste it. But the way I would say it's not as sweet, and it's more towards the protein powder vibe versus what I was saying about Optifast, where I'd say a milkshake vibe. Now there is, again, remember, there is obviously the difference in package size, but that actually impacts the calories as well. So let's talk about the calorie difference, because obviously it's 10 grams difference between the packages. So let's talk about the calories. All right, so we're just going to talk about the calories, where we're just looking at, again, some scenes I've shot earlier, showing you the powders, showing the glasses. Sorry if it bores you, but I'm doing more talking than scenes. So in regards to calories, the Opti Slim has less calories. Now remember, the Opti Slim is only 43 grams, so that's I guess would make sense. The Opti Slim calories for the banana is about 167 calories per sachet. Now, if you're looking at the Optifast, which is the 53 grams, so obviously it's more product, you're looking at 201, 203 calories for the sachet, for the meal replacement. Now, in regards to, I guess, cost, there is quite a significant difference in cost between the two. So Optifast is probably, I would say, almost double the price of Opti Slim, but I'll give you some figures shortly on that. Now, the difference is with Optifast, they do have, from my understanding, a more medical-based support group than the Opti Slim range. Now, Optifast is from Germany. However, Opti Slim is actually made here in Australia. Now, let me just look at my notes quickly and I'll go over just some of the costs. So I mainly looked at the two largest boxes. So let's go over the costs. So if I was to get the largest box of Optifast, which is 18 sachets at 53 grams each, you're looking at roughly 60 Australian dollars. Now this can vary from chemist to chemist, but it's usually within that range. Now with the Opti Slim range, if you've got the 21 sachet packet, and 21 sachets in the box, and the 43 grams each, you're looking at $28 Australian at time of uploading. So there's roughly about a $32 difference between their largest boxes. Now, from time to time, we all get a little bit bored. So that's why I've shot this scene, is just to show you don't have to just stick to the flavours in the sachets. You can actually mix it up a bit. On occasion, I'll add a bit of cinnamon to my banana sachet. I may add a bit of cocoa to my banana sachet to give that choc banana vibe. I might actually add some coffee to my chocolate sachet to give that mocha vibe. I may add extra coffee to my coffee to give it a stronger flavour. Sometimes I use the alternative to coffee, which you'll see there in the video, is it's a caffeine-free product that I use rather than coffee itself, just to reduce the amount of caffeine. But also it gives me that coffee vibe. And then I'm also been known to add essence, so vanilla essence, peppermint essence. Look, if you add other products or other food items, such as bananas, just be mindful that's going to increase the calories if that's your goal. Now, before we're making any decisions, obviously they always talk about talking to your doctor before you start these sort of regimes. Not a bad idea. I even went and got some blood tests just to see what was going on, and actually had a chat to my doctor about looking at starting this process and what was their recommendations when I started out and what was their thoughts. Okay, so as I wrap up this video, I hope to do a couple videos on their other products just to help you out in regards to that as well. So I've got a few here because we all get a bit bored, as I mentioned earlier. Shakes are not for everyone, but for those who want a sweet treat but don't want to be eating chocolate, cake or like, there is other options here in OptiFast and OptiSlim. Some are 100 calories, some are 220, 250, just depending on the product that you purchase. Cost does vary greatly between the two. Again, OptiSlim is the cheaper option. OptiFast is more expensive. So if you're keen to see my thoughts on these bars, what I think about the taste, what they look like, then I'll do up another video on those and share that with you. Again, best to talk to a doctor before you look at these sort of meal replacement options, especially if you're going to 2 or 3 meal replacements a day. Always best to talk to your GP. But for now, thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you soon.